In the heart of New York City's culinary scene, under the harsh glare of fluorescent lights in the pristine kitchen of Étoile d'Or, Sophie Hart knelt on the cold marble floor, picking up a crust of stale bread flung by a man who saw himself as a deity among pots and pans. They called her a nobody, a small-town girl in a faded cotton dress and scuffed loafers, unfit to wield a spatula in their temple of haute cuisine. The kitchen brigade, clad in crisp whites, circled her like sharks, their sneers sharp as their knives. "Look at this charity case," sneered Vincent Moreau, the head chef whose temper had shattered countless dreams. "Did you wander in from a diner, darling?" The brigade laughed, their knives flashing as they chopped herbs with vicious precision. Sophie, her face serene as a still pond, adjusted her worn shoes and said nothing. A sous chef, Lucien, leaned close, his breath reeking of bourbon and disdain. "What's your training, sweetheart?" "Microwaving leftovers for your kids." The laughter echoed off gleaming copper pans. A young line cook, Theo, tossed a carrot shaving at her feet. "Clean that up while you're down there," he jeered. Vincent clapped mockingly. "One shot, girl. Cook a coq au vin that makes 3-star chefs cry. Fail, and you'll scrub this floor with your tears." The kitchen buzzed with malice as Vincent handed Sophie a grease-stained apron, pinning a note that read "Kitchen Reject" in dripping red ink. The brigade formed a semicircle, their eyes glinting with cruelty as Lucien splattered cold gravy on her dress, branding her with their scorn. A dishwasher, nudged by Theo, tossed a wilted lettuce leaf at her feet, muttering, "Pick it up, peasant." The dining room beyond, filled with Manhattan's elite sipping rare Pinot Noir, hummed with ignorance of the bloodbath behind the pass. Sophie rose, bread in hand, her silence louder than their taunts. Her station was a trap-dented pans, a flickering stove, and ingredients past their prime: slimy chicken, sour wine, shriveled herbs. Lucien whispered to Theo, loud enough for her to hear, "She'll serve slop and beg for mercy." But Sophie's hands moved like a maestro's, salvaging the spoiled with surgical grace. The brigade's smirks faltered as the aroma of roasting chicken and rich wine sauce curled through the air, a quiet act of defiance. Their torment escalated. A chant rose, led by Lucien. Farm girl, back to your stove." Theo joined, stomping his boots, the rhythm drowning out the sizzle of her pan. Vincent conducted the mockery, his ladle raised like a scepter. A line cook flicked a rotten thyme sprig at her, its brittle leaves dusting her shoulder. The dining room's chatter dipped, critics craning to catch the commotion. Yet Sophie's focus never wavered, her hands carving the chicken with a dull knife, each slice flawless. The sauce simmered, a velvet blend of wine and butter, cutting through the chaos. Vincent loomed, his voice a growl. "That chicken looks like garbage. Quit now, spare us the stench." Sophie's eyes flicked to the clock, 20 minutes to plate. She slid her dish forward, the chicken golden, the sauce a glossy river. The kitchen fell silent, the only sound the faint hiss of her burner. Midway through, Lucien slipped a fake order ticket onto the pass, demanding peasant broth instead of coq au vin, listing scraps like stale bread and moldy carrots. Theo accidentally knocked flour onto her station, coating her dress in white dust. The brigade roared, but Sophie's face remained stone. Vincent tasted her dish, his fork piercing the chicken, and froze. His eyes betrayed shock before twisting into rage. He chewed slowly, then again, the sauce a symphony of depth and warmth. Lucien snatched a bite, his arrogance crumbling. This is impossible," he muttered. Theo tasted, his hands shaking, his face pale. The dining room buzzed, critics leaning forward as Sophie's dish turned the kitchen into a shrine of awe. But the drama wasn't over. Elise, the pastry chef, stepped forward, her voice honeyed but venomous. "Sophie Hart, the savior? Let's see you make a creme brulee." The brigade rallied, sensing blood. Sophie accepted, her station now a pastry corner with a temperamental oven and half-rotten cream. Elise tossed her a cracked whisk, sneering, "Use this, legend." The brigade sabotaged again, sugar swapped for salt, cream curdled. Sophie's hands danced, transforming the flawed into a golden custard, its caramel crust gleaming like glass. Elise's own brulee, deemed perfect, paled when Vincent tasted Sophie's. His spoon cracked the crust, and his face fell. "This is sorcery," he whispered. Elise's smile vanished, her career unraveling. The final twist came from Leo, a young prep cook who'd watched in silence. He stepped forward, voice trembling. "I saw it all. Vincent planned the sabotage. Lucien swapped the salt. Theo broke the oven. Elise chose the spoiled cream." He held up a notebook, detailing their crimes. The kitchen gasped, their secrets exposed. The dining room erupted, critics shouting for blacklists as Sophie's nod to Leo sealed their fate. Her husband, James Hart, CEO of Hart Enterprises, strode in, his voice ice. "Etoile d'Or is mine now. Sophie is your new head chef. Those who mocked her, pack your knives." The brigade crumbled, their egos dust. Sophie walked through the kitchen, her loafers silent, her dress a banner of triumph. She placed the stale bread on Vincent's station. "You dropped this," she said, her voice a blade. She handed her dishes to a young server for the staff table, their joy a rebellion against the brigade's cruelty. The dining room roared, critics scribbling as Sophie and James left, her silence a crown. What dish would you serve to silence your doubters? Should Sophie have forgiven the brigade or let them burn? Comment, like, and subscribe for more tales of ice-cold justice.